Hello and welcome to yet another Doctor Who review. In this review I shall be looking at the Zygon, What Fell to Earth. Now this is the first ever 8th Doctor story I've reviewed. Now before I actually start reviewing this, there will be spoilers to this story, so if you're not a fan of spoilers, then sort of leave now, and then once you've seen the story, come back and listen to my thoughts on the story. Now if you don't mind a few spoilers, or you have no intentions of listening to this, then yeah, carry on watching this. So let's have a look at the artwork. So we have a Zygon there, and we have a lake which his reflection is of the Zygon who is actual Trevor. Now this Zygon is actually a warlord. Then we have a falling star, which does have a bit of relevance because there is a song called A Falling Star, which I suppose is meant to represent the Zygon itself, the Zygon warlord. We've got Doctor Who, classic Doctor's brand new adventures. Paul McGann, Sheridan Smith, the Zygon Who Fell to Earth by Paul Magnus. Then we have got a picture of Paul McGann in his vortex, some more cast members, full cast, audio drama. Big finish. And then we've got the audio adventures of Doctor Who. On the side we have a picture of Paul McGann, Doctor Who, the Zygon Fell to Earth, 2.6, big finish. Now I think the 2.6 represents this is the 6th story in the 2nd series of the Lucy Miller adventures. The total running time of this story is 1 hour. We've got a picture of the TARDIS there in the background, hopefully you can see it. Because of the lights being a bit funny. Yeah, you can just about see it there. Got a bit of text on what the story's about, and the cast members. Now if we look inside the audio, and I'll run you through the little booklet. Okay, so on the first page we have the writer's notes on why he wrote this and why he sort of enjoyed writing it and all that. We've got the lyrics for A Fallen Star, which is on the audio itself. We've got pictures of the cast members there, all very nice. On the other page we have the setting of the story in a hotel called Bygone Hotels, which is pretty clever if you ask me, set in the Lake District. Then we have another story, an upcoming story which is now released, which is Sisters of the Flame, and we've got an advertisement for an old Doctor Who magazine. And then on the back we've got a bit of bio on Lucy Miller and when she first appeared, and we've got the same with the 8th Doctor there. Now onto the disc, we have a 1970s sort of vortex there, sort of blue, Doctor Who, Zygon Who Fell to Earth. Now if I just remove the disc, we have some other 8th Doctor adventures you can purchase and all that sort of stuff there, which is all very cool. I may pick up some more 8th Doctor audios because ever since I saw The Night of the Doctor, I've really wanted to see more listen to more Paul McGann stories to get a good sort of understanding of his Doctor. So now I'm going to talk about the story. So the only way I can describe the format for this story is like the new series. It's one big hour-long adventure. It has a new series feel to it, with it sort of being like Father's Day. So I can easily imagine this sort of being a Paul McGann version of Father's Day, but a more deeper tone with the Zygons in it. Because it also has another Father's Day feel to it, because the companion Lucy Miller visits her family in the past. So it sort of has that Father's Day element to it. So let's talk about the Zygons, because the Zygons are cool. But first I shall talk about the Scarrison. Now the Scarrison, you can't really have the Zygons without the Scarrison, really, can you? But the Scarrison is pretty light in this story. I think the Scarrison itself only has 2 scenes, which is, I suppose, alright. But if you want to understand more about the Scarrisons, then definitely check out Terror of the Zygons if you haven't. Now the Zygons themselves are, well, they first are introduced to the story by these 2 music people are after Trevor, who is actually a zygon warlord. Trevor as a zygon. Yeah, that sort of stuff. And it's quite interesting because Trevor must decide whether to keep his sort of human life with his wife Auntie Pat, who is Lucy's auntie, or rejoin the Zygons to begin domination of Earth. Now the real Trevor was had a motorbike accident, and the warlord Zygon was keeping him alive in the body print machine, so you know, all that. Now Auntie Pat knows that Trevor is a Zygon, so I find that's quite nice that she isn't actually shocked by the true appearance of the Zygon, of this orange rubbery suckery thing. But yeah. Now Auntie Pat has a bit of a nasty ending because she has this sort of Zygon piece of technology around her neck, which she thinks is a necklace, but it is this component the Zygons need to conquer the world with. And basically the Zygons sort of rip it off her neck, causing her throat to be ripped open. Rather pleasant, really, I suppose. Yeah, it's not really that pleasant. Now, Lucy knows Auntie Pat because obviously she's met Auntie Pat in the future when she was a child and growing up and all that. But Trevor says, "Oh, we can't have Lucy not knowing her auntie." So Trevor sacrifices himself and becomes Auntie Pat shapeshift, where he can't shapeshift anymore, which is called a Zynog. The Zygon what can't change anymore, because Trevor was, well, the warlord who is Trevor, this is rather confusing, was badly damaged from the ship exploding, and he thought it was only right that Lucy gets her arm back. So it has a nice little ending to it, but it is quite gruesome in that way. So yeah, that's basically the plot in a nutshell. So what do I think of the Zygon What Fell to Earth? I like it. I like it. I do like Father's Day, but I find this with a few classic twists. So it's just a brilliant story. I do like the Zygon What Fell to Earth. I mean, when I saw this story, I was like, okay, I'll try it. And I was pleasantly surprised I was wrong. I had I wasn't expecting it to be so good, but it is a fantastic story. And Paul McGann is brilliant in this. He's terribly witty by going, "Oh, thank you, Auntie Pat." No. And she's like, "Oh, I'm not your auntie, I'm Lucy's auntie." And he's just like, oh, really? It's just brilliant. I just think Paul McGann's brilliant in this, but this is more of a story for Lucy because it is her family, and it is brilliant. Now, there is another story where Lucy, I think, finds out about Auntie Pat being Trevor, which I think is called Death in Blackpool, which I will probably get at some point and review. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys tracking down the Zygon Who Fell to Earth, because it's Paul McGann, and it's the Zygons, because everyone loves a big orange rubbery suckery thing, because it's the Zygons and they're just cool. So I would definitely recommend the Zygon Who Fell to Earth. Now, this is a bit of an announcement. There won't be a video on Saturday because I'm at Birmingham Comic Con where Paul McGann is. So that's exciting. So I could possibly get Paul McGann to sign an audio or something like that. Video wise, I'm going to upload a video on Friday, which is going to be the Web of Fear, which is going to be fun to review. So the Web of Fear, review is going to be up a day early because of Comic Con. So I will hopefully film some footage of the actual event and make a video about me explaining the actual day at Birmingham. So yeah, thank you for watching this audio review. As I said, my next review will be of the Web of Fear, but hopefully I will be reviewing the Claws of Axor set during the week, so that'll be uploaded alongside the Web Affair, if not a few days before the Web Affair. But yeah, thank you for watching this audio review. My next audio review, what I will do after the Web Affair, will be either Timeworks or the Silver Turk, which are two 8 archers. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.